Dear students, today we are going to see quantum numbers. So two more questions. What is quantum number? So this is a set of numbers which describes an electron in an atom. So we know the structure of an atom. Nucleus is at the center. Outside the nucleus we have orbits. So number which describes the position of an electron. For example, an electron is present in which orbit or which orbital and what is the orientation of the electron. So all informations can be obtained from a set of numbers. We call them as quantum numbers, right? So we have a Schrödinger wave equation. So according to quantum mechanical approach to the structure of atom, we have a Schrödinger wave equation. By solving that, we get the solutions. Three quantum numbers are obtained from the solutions of Schrödinger's wave equation. They are principal quantum number, which is denoted by a symbol small n. Second, azimuthal quantum number, denoted by the symbol small l. Then magnetic quantum number, denoted by ml. So these three quantum numbers are obtained from the solutions of Schrödinger's wave equation. Fourth one is spin quantum number. So totally we have four quantum numbers. Spin quantum number is denoted by the symbol ms. Using these four quantum numbers, we can describe an electron in an atom. The electron is present in which orbit, particularly in which orbital. What is the orientation of the electron? All these informations can be obtained from these numbers. So these are called quantum numbers. So one by one we will discuss. First, principal quantum number. So principal quantum number is denoted by the symbol n, which represents orbit. So outside the nucleus in an atom, we have the circular path. We call them as orbits or cells or energy levels according to Bohr's concept of atomic structure. So n represents orbit in an atom. N value will start from 1. So n value may be 1 or 2 or 3, 4 and etc. N value will not be 0 because we have first orbit, second orbit, third orbit like that. So n value will be like this: 1, 2, 3 or 4 and so on. N value 1 represent means first cell or first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit. Already we studied notation for each orbit in Bohr's atomic model. First orbit or shell means K shell. Second cell is denoted by an English letter L. Third cell M. Fourth cell N. So what is the role of principal quantum number? If we know the principal quantum number for an electron, the electron is present in which orbit or shell. So shell can be identified. This is point number 1. Point number 2. We have a formula using principal quantum number 2n square. This is used to calculate number of electrons in an orbit. So how much electrons can be maximum present in an orbit is calculated using the formula 2n square. So here n represents principal quantum number, right? So you may substitute the values. Principal quantum number 1 means maximum 2 electrons can be present in first orbit. If you take second orbit, maximum 8 electrons can be present in second orbit, like that. We can calculate number of electrons present in an orbit using the formula 2n square. Here n is nothing but what? Principal quantum number. Then third point, as we already studied in Bohr's atomic model, if an electron is present in the nth orbit, the radius of nth orbit is 0.529 n square divided by z angstrom. Then the energy of the electron in nth orbit is what? In terms of kilojoule per mole, minus 1312.8 z square divided by n square kilojoule per mole. So these two values we already studied in Bohr's atomic model, right? So principal quantum number is just representing the orbit. Electron is present in which orbit. Next, azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number is denoted by the symbol L. Azimuthal quantum number value will start from 0 and it end with n minus 1. So you can calculate azimuthal quantum number using the value principal quantum number. Value will start from 0 and it will end with n minus 1 value. Consider principal quantum number 1. We have first orbit. How will you calculate azimuthal quantum number? You start from 0 and it should end with n minus 1. So 1 minus 1, n value is what? Principal quantum number value 1. So 1 minus 1, 0. So for first orbit, azimuthal quantum number value 0. So this is the way to calculate azimuthal quantum number. What is the role of azimuthal quantum numbers? Means which represents subcell. We know that around the nucleus there are orbits. In that orbit we have a subcell, right? Shell means K, L, M, N are first cell, second cell, third cell and so on. In each cell we have a subcell. So azimuthal quantum number says subcell. Okay. L value 0 means the subcell is S. L value 1, the subcell is P. L value 2, subcell is D. L value 3 means subcell is F. So we have 4 possible subcells, S, P, D, F. These are all based on azimuthal quantum number values, right? So for first orbit or shell, we have S subcell. Then if you take second cell, how will you calculate the L value? It starts with 0 and it ends with n minus 1. What is n minus 1 value? 2 minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So we have 2 possible azimuthal quantum numbers for the principal quantum number 2. So first orbit has only S subcell. Second orbit has S subcell and P subcell. If you take third shell, L value, it starts from 0, it ends with n minus 1. What is n minus 1 value? 3 minus 1, 2. It starts from 0, it ends with 2. That means in between 1 is there. Right? So possible azimuthal quantum numbers for principal quantum number 3 is 0, 1 and 2. Third cell has, what are the subcells? S, P and D. Okay. So this is the way to calculate azimuthal quantum number. If we know the principal quantum number, we can calculate azimuthal quantum number. Each azimuthal quantum number denotes a subcell. And using azimuthal quantum number, we have a formula 2 into 2L plus 1. This is the formula to calculate number of electrons in a subcell. Using principal quantum number, we studied 2n square. This is principal quantum number. This is the formula to calculate number of electrons in one shell orbit. Now this is the formula to calculate number of electrons in one subcell. We have what are the subcells? S, P, D and F. These are the subcells. What about azimuthal quantum number value? 0, 1, 2, 3. Substitute the value. You will get 2. Instead of L, substitute 0. Answer will be 2, isn't it? So how much electrons can be present in S subcell? 2. Then azimuthal quantum number 1. Maximum 6 electrons can be present in P subcell. Maximum 10 electrons can be present in D subcell. Maximum 14 electrons can be present in F subcell. Right. So this is a formula to calculate number of electrons in each subcell. Next, one more formula that is used to calculate angular momentum. Right. Angular momentum of an electron, square root of L into L plus 1 h by 2 pi. So this is the formula to calculate angular momentum. So using azimuthal quantum number, we can calculate angular momentum of an electron in one particular subcell. So this is called azimuthal quantum number. Next, we move into the magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number is denoted by the symbol ML. L is a subscript value. This is calculated using the azimuthal quantum number. It starts from minus L, it ends with plus L through 0. In between, what should be there? 0. Okay. So it starts with minus L and it ends with plus L through 0. Take azimuthal quantum number 0. L value 0. What about the possible magnetic quantum number? We don't have minus 0 plus 0. So M value 0. Azimuthal quantum number 1 means magnetic quantum number value should be from minus 1 into plus 1. So magnetic quantum number is written from minus L into plus L, L value 1. So minus 1 to plus 1 through 0. So in between, what is there? The digit 0. Azimuthal quantum number 2. Magnetic quantum number starts from minus 2, it ends with plus 2 through 0. So what are the in between numbers? Minus 1, 0, plus 1. So this is the way to write magnetic quantum number. For F subcell, L value 3, magnetic quantum number starts from minus 3, it ends with plus 3. So in between numbers, minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Magnetic quantum number describes orientation of the subcell. We have what are the subcells? S, P, D, F. So these are the subcells in an orbit. Magnetic quantum number describes the orientation of the subcell in 3 dimensions, in X, Y and Z. So for S subcell, we have how much magnetic quantum number? Only one magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number 0 for S subcell. So it has how much orientations? Only one orientation. So S subcell has only one orientation. So this is called S orbital. Right? Magnetic quantum number says orientation of the subcell, which is nothing but what? Orbital. Right? P subcell has how much possible quantum numbers? 3. So there are 3 magnetic quantum numbers for P subcell. So there are 3 orientations. For P subcell, there are 3 orientations. We use a notation Px, Py, Pz. So these are all called what? Orbitals, right? P subshell is orienting in x-axis, so this is px orbital. P subshell is orienting in y-axis, py orbital. P subshell is orienting in z-axis, so this is pz orbital. So now subshell is called as orbital. This is mainly due to magnetic quantum number, which describes orientation of the orbital in 3 dimensions. For a d subshell, how much quantum numbers are? Magnetic quantum numbers. 5 magnetic quantum numbers totally. So there are 5 orientations, right? 5 orbitals, 5 d orbitals are available. For f subshell, we have totally 7 magnetic quantum numbers. So there will be 7 f orbitals, right? Only 1 s orbital, 3 type of p orbitals, 5 type of d orbital, 7 type of f orbitals. Magnetic quantum number says the orientation of the subshell, which is called what? Orbital, right? Next, spin quantum number. Consider an electron in an atom. If you take an electron in the hydrogen has only 1 electron in the first orbit. We know that electron is revolving around the nucleus in the first orbit. At the same time, the electron is spinning in its own axis, right? Like Earth. So Earth is revolving around the sun. At the same time, it revolves in its own axis, right? For one complete spinning, Earth is taking 24 hours. For revolving around the sun, it takes 365 days. So the same way, when electron is spinning around the nucleus in the orbit, it is spinning in its own axis. 2 possibilities. It can spin in clockwise direction as well as it can spin in anti-clockwise direction. So spin quantum number ms can be plus 1 by 2 as well as minus 1 by 2. If the electron is spinning in clockwise direction, we denote the quantum number as plus 1 by 2. If an electron is spinning in anti-clockwise direction, then spin quantum number will be denoted as minus 1 by 2. Right? So consider helium. So this is helium, 2 electrons present in the first orbit. So for helium, 2 electrons present in the 1s orbital. Out of 2 electrons, 1 electron will spin in clockwise direction, another electron will spin in anti-clockwise direction, right? So spin quantum number for first electron will be plus 1 by 2. Spin quantum number for the second electron will be minus 1 by 2. So this is called a spin quantum number. So there are 4 quantum numbers which describes the position of an electron in an atom. An electron is in which orbit, which orbital, then what is the spinning of that electron? Is it spinning in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction? So all these informations can be gathered from quantum numbers. Right? We can denote orbital. In each orbiter, what is the available orbital? So using the quantum numbers, we can designate the orbital. So first we take principal quantum number. Principal quantum number value 1, which is nothing but what? K cell. Principal quantum number 1. So this is K cell. We have a formula 2n square. Using the principal quantum number, we can calculate how much electrons can be accommodated in an orbit. So instead of n, you substitute the value 1, you will get what answer? So maximum 2 electrons can be present in first orbit. Then azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number is calculated from principal quantum number. What is the formula? We have to write azimuthal quantum number from 0 to n minus 1. So n value 1 means L value will be 0. Possible azimuthal quantum number is what? 0. Next, we have a formula 2 into 2L plus 1. Right. Using the azimuthal quantum number, we can calculate how much electrons can be present in a subcell. So when we substitute 0 here, what will be the answer? 2. Right. So L value 0 means this is what subcell? S subcell. S subcell can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. Then next, magnetic quantum number minus L to plus L through 0. That is the way to calculate magnetic quantum number. So 0. Right. So magnetic quantum number 0. So now what is the designation for the orbital? Designation for the orbital is 1s. Right. So this is what orbital? S orbital. First orbit can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. It has only one subcell, S subcell. S subcell can accommodate maximum 2 electrons only. It has only one orientation, so we call this as S orbital. And this S orbital is in first orbit. So the orbital is denoted as 1s orbital. Right. So this is the way to designate an orbital. Take second orbit, second cell. Second cell is denoted by L cell. Right. Two n squared formula. So 2 into 2 power 2. Maximum 8 electrons can be accommodated in second orbit. So what are the possible azimuthal quantum number? It starts with 0. It ends with n minus 1. So n minus 1 means 2 minus 1. Value will be 1. So possible azimuthal quantum numbers are what? 0 and 1. These two are possible azimuthal quantum numbers. Next, calculate number of electrons in the subcell. So this is what subcell? S subcell. This is P subcell. So here substitute 0. You will get maximum 2 electrons can be present in S subcell. Here substitute 1. Azimuthal quantum number 1. 6. Maximum 6 electrons can be present in the P subcell. So out of 8 electrons, the orbit can accommodate maximum 8 electrons. Out of 8 electrons, 2 electrons will be in S subcell, 6 electrons will be in P subcell. Then possible magnetic quantum numbers. Value will be minus L to plus L through 0. 0 means only one value. For this one, minus 1 to plus 1 through 0. Okay. So for S subcell, for azimuthal quantum number 0, for S subcell, it has only one magnetic quantum number. So this is what orbital? S orbital. For azimuthal quantum number 1, that means for P subcell, there are 3 possible orientations. So 3 magnetic quantum numbers represents 3 possible orientations. So each one is what? Orbital. So this is Px, Py, Pz. So we can denote the orbital. So this is 2s orbital. Okay. So the orbital is 2s orbital. P subcell is orienting in different axes, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So the orbital is denoted as 2px, right? 2px, 2py, 2pz, and these can be interchanged, right? So mostly these are all assumptions. So all these can be interchanged. For example, this may be 2py, this may be 2pz, this may be 2px. So you can interchange it, no problem. So this is second orbit. Third orbit. That means M cell. So here substitute 3. Maximum 18 electrons can be present in third orbit or M cell. What are the possible azimuthal quantum number? It starts from 0 and ends with n minus 1. N minus 1 means 3 minus 1, to in between 1 is there. It starts from 0, it ends with n minus 1. Then number of electrons in the subcell. So this is S subcell, this is P subcell, this is D subcell. If you substitute 0, value will be 2. Substitute 1, 6. Substitute 2, 10. So maximum 2 electrons will be in S subcell, 6 electrons will be in P subcell, 10 electrons will be in D subcell. Possible magnetic quantum number 0. For L value 0, M value 0. L value 1 means minus 1, 0, plus 1. Then 2. Azimuthal quantum number 2 means minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. So it has only one orientation. So this is S orbital. Azimuthal quantum number 0 means we have only one magnetic quantum number. So S orbital. P subcell has 3 magnetic quantum numbers, 3 orientations. So it may be Py, Pz, Px. Then 5 orientations for D subcell. So 5 orbitals. Dx square minus y square. Then dyz, dz square, dzx, dxy. So there are 5 types of d orbitals. So we can give notation. In third orbital, s orbital. So this is 3s orbital. Then third orbit, p subcell, especially py orbital. So this is 3p y orbital, 3p z orbital, 3p x orbital. Then this one, 3d x square minus y square, 3d yz, 3d z square, 3d zx, 3d xy. So for each quantum number, what is the notation? So you have to write it carefully. So this is for third orbit or third cell or M cell. Next, fourth orbit or fourth cell will be denoted as N cell. So substitute N here. Right. N value 4. Maximum 32 electrons can be present in fourth orbit. So what are the possible azimuthal quantum numbers? It starts from 0, it ends with n minus 1. So 4 minus 1, 3. So possible azimuthal quantum numbers 0, 1, 2. These are all possible azimuthal quantum numbers. Number of electrons in each subcell should be calculated, right? So 0 means S subcell, P subcell, D subcell, F subcell. Substitute L value here. Maximum 2 electrons will be in S subcell, 6 electrons will be in P subcell, 10 electrons will be in D subcell, and 14 electrons will be in F subcell. Substitute value here 0, 1, 2, and 3. You will get this. Then possible orientations, right? We may write possible orientations. Take magnetic quantum number, only one value for azimuthal quantum number. So this is S orbital, right? So this is called 4s orbital. Then possible magnetic quantum number for azimuthal quantum number 1, minus 1, 0, plus 1. So px, py, pz, so can be denoted as 4py and 4pz, 4px, like that can be mentioned. Next, azimuthal quantum number 2 means 10 electrons will be there. This is D subcellular. So magnetic quantum numbers -2, -1, 0, +1, +2. So maybe 4 dx square minus y square. 4d yz, 4d z square, 4d zx, 4d xy. Right. This is for azimuthal quantum number 2. Then azimuthal quantum number 3, because L value starts from 0 and it ends with 3. So for this, maximum 14 electrons will be there in F subcell. Possible magnetic quantum number are -3, -2, -1, 0, +1, +2 and +3. So we have F orbitals, right? So for all these we have F orbital. 4Fy, 3x square minus y square. Then Fz, 4Fz, x square minus y square. Next 4F yz square, F z cube, F z cube. Then 4F x z square, 4F x z square. Then 4F x y z. Then 4F x x square minus 3y square. So these are all possible F orbitals. So F subcell will have 7 orientations. So there are 7 orbitals, right? So we have completed first, second, third and fourth orbit. What are the possible orbitals we have completed? So quantum numbers, principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number is used to denote an electron is present in which orbit, which subcell, especially in which orbital. And using the spin quantum number, we can find whether electron is spinning in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So these are all called quantum numbers. With this, today's class over. Tomorrow we will discuss about shapes of orbitals. Thank you.